So did you ever wonder if new YouTubers feel like tools when they make videos?
Well, that all depends. Do you mean like a hammer, or like a screwdriver? I could go for a screwdriver.
Yeah, a screwdriver would make this a whole lot more fun, right? So, what are you doing today, Don?
Like I said in the previous cut, that never happened. I'm gonna try and stay out of trouble.
Do you have a method for that?
Yes, spending brownie points.
You seem to like brownies a lot.
Anything that keeps me out of trouble. No, actually today we're gonna go to Harbor Freight and start picking up some stuff. Paint, scrapers, sanding blocks, all that awesome stuff, so that we can get started on the interior of the boat.
Do you have a specific plan for the inside of the boat?
Specific plan? No, because we don't work with plans. Our people not only fear change, but we distrust all plans. No, actually, I think what we're going to try and do is work on the galley to start with, and try and get, it's all dark wood in there, so you can't really see anything. It's really dingy, which is great if you have fezzes and smoking jackets and cigars. But I quit smoking years ago, so no cigar for me. Let's get some light in there, try and brighten it up. I think we're gonna go with a white interior.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get rolling today?
No.
No random cleverness from Don?
I'm pretty sure I just gave you a buttload of random cleverness. Gonna be pointing that at the back of my head like a gun all day?
Probably.
Well, you should stop that. Channel locks.
You're not going to give us any of that air guitar?
No. My air guitar is for me.
Is it for like the bonus DVD?
Oh, check it out. Tool bag.
Are you guys doing well back over here today?
Far too well, thank you. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. That's a little more like what I'm looking for right there. See, with the individual pockets, so we can kind of compartmentalize stuff. Wish they had this for a little bit cheaper.
I'm pretty sure we're the only people in the world that can find a Harbor Freight that plays nothing but 80s pop music.
Very fortunate.
And this is the department we came to pillage.
No, it's not really.
No, it's not? But this looks like sanding stuff.
It's all attachments for sanding machines of different types. Belt sanders and orbital sanders and all that stuff. We have to buy those first. Okay, so when you're in the shop class, you get this really thin blade here, right? And they always tell you about how dangerous it is. So you're standing on this side, you're standing on that side, and you're feeding your product through and getting it cut. More importantly, you're not. You're over at one of the tables out this way from it, and they tell you that if that breaks, the blade is going to hit the table and then shoot straight out across the area. So it's like a wire gun at that point. So that's what terrified me in shop class all the time, was all the yahoos just shoving the wood through there and bending it and doing all the kinds of crazy things, because, you know, they didn't pay for it, so they might as well just try and break it. It's got a sharper edge on it, so you can get underneath there. You can scrape in all your little corners and run it down all your little piping and all that other good stuff. So it works on rounded and 45 and flat. That's what we need. And we probably just need the one.
Are you actually going to let me use these tools? You trust me with these?
All right, we'll get two.
Okay.
We'll get two. We'll get two. And then there's a soft rubber sanding block right next to it.
Oh, that's what I was talking about, yeah.
Yep. So we just need to get some sandpaper that will fit in that.
Okay.
Hey, how about you step back? Because do you see what's right there?
Oh, assortment.
We need to know where that came from.
Right next to you.
Oh, right
there you go.
Perfect. Okay,
This is
so
sandpaper land.
we do not need wet dry. We do not need metal use.
We need beginner. If I'm using it, we need beginner.
Okay. So let me look quick here. Okay, so stripping is just 60 grit. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the assortment. Because you'll notice everything else is just one grit.
One type, yeah.
So we'll get an assortment. No, that's not bad. 25, 50, okay, only 100 and 150. It doesn't have the 220 grit.
That's the super fine stuff, right?
That's the super fine stuff, which is...
Yeah, I would get the assortment.
Really?
Yeah.
We need the really, really fine?
Well, no, I don't know what we need. That's why I'm saying get the assortment.
Well, I am. There are two different assortments.
Oh, well, I would have gotten the one that said assortment.
Okay. One that's got a thicker grit, one that's got a thinner grit, or a lighter grit.
Look, you're the closest to an expert we have, so if you say that's the one to get, that's the one we're getting.
This is what we're getting.
What are we getting?
Huh? It's a bare wood use, but it's actually 24, 50, 100, and 150 grit. So
cool. It's not on the list. That's an unapproved tool.
Executive privilege, tool proof. Alright, let's talk about basic brushes.
Again, I'm no expert, so you tell me what you think is going to work best.
I'm not an expert either. But what I do know is that we don't have any large open areas, so getting rollers is not for us.
Should we get like one big fat brush and then a couple of smaller ones?
I think what I'm going to get is this little this small set right here.
Okay. Does it say assortment?
No. It actually doesn't, but we could name this video Assortment of Tools. No, this just gives us, there's like a cutting brush and all that other good stuff in there. So this will fit.
Oh, you broke it.
This will fit all of our needs.
I don't think you're allowed to open the merchandise, sir.
It's already open.
I'm gonna write you out.
You do that. Okay.
So that should do us there. Oh, painter's tape right there too.
Yep. I'm just trying to figure out what size.
I would get an assortment.
No, actually, I'm just going to get really big because neither one of us are professional painters and we need all the help we can get.
Amen to that. Do they have any of those thin plastic sheets? Or are those all like canvas and stuff over there? You know, like those things we used to get to put underneath the tent.
Oh, painter's drop cloth?
Yeah, just the super thin 2 mil stuff. Because a couple of those would work to tape off any areas we wanted to. Where did we buy those out east?
Oh, we bought them in like Walmart, in the paint department at Walmart, or Lowe's or Home Depot, or wherever we go to get paint, we'll pick some up.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, hey, here we go. You're gonna help paint, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna help paint. Oh, did you find a paintbrush you trust me with?
There you go, right there.
It's an assortment. What are you looking at, baby?
Some different attachments for the for this multifunction power tool.
Are you thinking about that instead of a sander?
Well, I'm thinking about that in conjunction with a sander. What I don't see though is the little wedge head for it.
A little corner tool.
Yeah, it's got, so you can get right up into the corners and stuff. I don't see that. Like that.
Is that permanently attached to that tool, or is that a?
No. It all comes off. See, it all attaches to that.
Okay.
Is that what this is? Maybe that's what this is actually.
And they just take the heads off of them for display.
Yeah, I believe that's probably what it is. This belongs to this one, so.
But with those being multifunction, then they're going to do all kinds of things, right? Like they'll have like cutters and sanders and grinders and stuff.
Do you see the differences in these?
$20.
12-volt cordless.
Oh.
And variable speed.
Oh, variable speed's nice.
So cordless and variable speed versus single speed.
Does it make sense to just go ahead and get the cordless one? I mean, it'll be a lot easier to move around in the galley with.
Well, okay, the max speed on that's higher by about 25% or so.
Oh, okay.
But they've got the same depth of cut. They've got everything else appears to be the same. I don't know. It's really a matter of preference at that point. Do you spend $20 so that you can run with the battery? Battery charge time on the battery is an hour.
Oh, an hour's not bad.
So that's not bad at all. I wonder if there are more of these in a box down here somewhere. It's right there. Oh, hang on. This may have to be it because see what all it includes.
It's an assortment.
Well, okay, so it includes these things.
It says accessories sold separately, like in big letters.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure there's no
Here's
free
what
lunch
it
at Harbor
includes.
Freight.
That's what it includes.
Oh,
Battery and charger. I saw includes and just
jumped to.
Are you guys doing well over there?
jumped to
Doing great,
conclusions.
thanks.
Which Windows phone is that?
Okay, yes, that just happened. I got called out for using a Windows phone. We both carry Nokia Lumia phones, and this is the second video we've done using nothing else. While the app market isn't great, the hardware can't be beat. And much like politics, there are more choices than the two with all the TV commercials. So we just talked to our friend Timothy here at Harbor Freight, and he said to go with the one with the plug because the batteries don't have a particularly great lifespan. And since we do have power available on the boat, there's no reason not to go for one with a cord. Get the higher RPMs at the top, they all take the same accessories. We change our mind later, we're good.
$20 cheaper.
Oh,
yay!
Yay!
You know what that means?
More bullshit.
Yeah, we can afford to buy the heat gun that you want to buy.
I want to buy a heat gun, but I should not be allowed to possess a heat gun. I'm a danger to myself and others.
I'm all about arming babies. Okay, let's go find that accessory.
Cool. All right. So it looks like they've got different sizes. Some of them are
hang on.
totally different, right?
Hang on.
Oh, they get more choices?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, so what we're looking at here. Okay, so this includes the sanding sheets and the triangular sanding pad and the cutter pad and the scraper blade.
And it's the same as the corded one we were looking at?
This is the corded one.
Oh, cool. Well, that kind of makes sense then, right? If we get accessories with it? And it's the same price. It's the same price as the cordless one.
Let me look. I don't think so.
Yeah, one more.
Okay. 120 volt, 2 amp. Oh, and it's variable speed too, so 10 to 20
Okay.
versus. This is 1.6 amps versus 2 amps. Both have a 6-volt power cord. Yeah, no, this is totally one.
It's back to the price of the cordless one, but we get extra bits, right?
Goes there. And that's everything that we need all in one package.